Okay. So welcome all, and let's start today's session. And today we are starting a new book. Start with why. We just had the summary discussion yesterday, how it is important, why it is important, and today we are going to move to the next level. Okay. I hope my screen is visible properly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a minute. Actually, I'm setting. So the first session, the summary session that we have today is all about the power of inspiration. Okay. So it goes like this. Samuel had everything needed to build the first aeroplane. Okay. Money, the best minds, and lots of press. But he failed. A few hundred miles away, the Wright brothers had no money, no connection, and no college degrees. Yet, on December 17, 1903, they took flight. The difference was that the Wright brothers started with a purpose, the powerful purpose, and inspired their team, while Samuel Langley, just wanted to be rich and famous. So this is a major difference between the approaches that both had. This pattern of inspiring others is shared by all great leaders and companies. Apple, for instance, is not just building computers. They just challenge the status quo. They inspire people to join a revolution. Martin Luther King Jr. did not just give a plan, he inspired a nation to change for the good for everyone. Right? There are leaders who hold power, and then there are those who truly lead because they inspire us. When we are inspired, we act because we want to, not because we are forced to. This is really phenomenal, right? And it is a great leadership lesson for us to introspect whether our team is being led by us and in what manner actually they are doing the things because they're forced to do, or they're inspired and they're inspired enough and they want to do. So that is the true leadership. So the key insight, the three key insight from today's discussion. Okay, before discussing that, we will. So this is how actually we understood the two paths to success and one who failed, the Samuel Langley, and how the Wright brothers succeeded. So the true leadership versus holding power. The leader who have authority, they are kind of putting a carrot and stick method. Hold position of power or influence, relying on manipulations like price. This is the carrot. Price means the carrot thing. And then the features or incentives to get results. And the stick is to punish. Whereas the other side, if we see those who lead by inspiration, or they inspire actually, and then the people wants to do the stuff. So inspires us to act for the good for the whole. We follow them not for them but for ourselves and our own beliefs. And if you see this middle, the golden circle, this is the golden circle framework. The middle part is the why, then the how, then comes the what. The why, just to reiterate, yesterday we have summarized the why part. This is the core part, and we understood how the core part actually drives our emotions, shapes our emotions, right? The purpose, the belief system, and the reason your organization exists beyond profit is the why, basically. And it is not only the organization level we can relate to, but also as an individual also, if our why is very clear, the core is very strong, the foundation is very strong, we actually drive ourselves with integrity. If our why is very clear, we drive ourselves with virtue. If our why statement is very clear, that is why our daily goal statement that we are writing should have a very strong why elements in it. The second circle is how circle, the process circle, which values or principles. What it does is it values the set of values and the principles that guide how you bring your cause to life, manifesting in systems and culture. So it is the next step, basically, I would say. Once the why statement is clear, the process need to be defined, like the step-by-step methods or the architecture of the building or any kind of project, the solution architecture that need to be developed. That whole game plan actually falls in the how part. Then comes the what part or the result part, the outermost layer. That is a tangible product that actually we see once the other parts are fully executed. The process, with the process, once we execute, then the what or the result takes the shape. So tangible product, it actually translates to the tangible products, services, or roles. You perform the proof of your why. That means the result is the what. So the key finding here is the inspired leaders communicate from the inside out, starting with why to move the heart of their audience. Okay, people do not buy what you do, they buy why you do. A very nice quote by Simon Sinek. It is a very famous quote. This is the reason customers remain loyal to brands like Apple or Harley Davidson or Nike, right? So these are premium brands, and they are unquestionable beyond their features or the price. Whatever they provide, that is unquestionable because they do not sell only the product; they sell the why statement.
An experience.
Yeah, experience automatically comes as part of why, because as we understand, the experience connects to our emotion, the beliefs, the purpose, right? So that is how. So the key lesson again, let's revise. Okay, from today's reading, the three key insights are: first is true leadership. Leadership hold power, but those who lead inspires us. Inspires us enough to act automatically. So let's become a true leader to inspire ourselves, our own self first. And once we are good at it, we can lead our family. That is the second. And then the team where actually we work, that also we can, to them, to the team in our work organization also, we can inspire and get the work done without much friction or no friction. Second key insight is the why factor. Success is not about having the most money or the best team. It's about having a clear driving purpose. So I would say it is not, it is applicable in everything that we do. If the why is not clear, then we behave in a very different manner and we behave mediocre. We think that it's a mundane task. It is something which we are doing just because we are supposed to do or we are forced to do, even though it is self-imposed, even though we know that it is something which I have decided to do, but still we do not feel that enthusiasm in doing it. So this why factor is the key thing which we will be driving deep throughout this book. But let's make it very clear that each and everything before we start, when we do all this micro journaling, right? That is why we have this why is already a part of our micro journaling activity. And in our TTC, we reaffirm that before any activity that we are going to take up. So the intrinsic movement motivation is the third key insight from today's reading. It is something like it inspire people, and inspired people are driven by a deeply personal desire, not outside rewards, right? And people who are only driven by outside rewards, the rewards are short-lived, right? Even though we know, we from our own experience also, we can assume or we can actually reflect back whenever we get hike, the yearly hike, how long actually the enthusiasm or the excitement stays. Is it for the full year or for a day or for a week or for a month? The answer is, I need not to say actually. Everyone knows that the reward is a short-lived thing. But a person who is internally motivated, inspired, okay, they actually produce much better result, and because the inner fire is kindled. So the reflection questions for today to go deep is, the first question is we need to ask is, think about a time you followed someone not because you had to but because you wanted to. What made them so inspiring? So this is the reflection that we will be doing. I will be putting this reflection question um, in the chat window. If you want, please copy it so that if you want to go deep later on, you can go. Ideally, minimum 15 minutes of reflection we should be doing. Because of time constraint, I am putting it here. We will do it afterwards on our own. But I'm reading the second reflection also that we need to do is, are you currently leading with authority or are you inspiring the people around you in your work and personal life? Okay, so leading with authority is little different meaning here. Leading with autocratic manner, actually we can say. That's what actually the author wants to focus here. Yeah, leading with authority means like you have to do it, that kind of leader. So, or we are inspiring our family, our people around. What is the way of leading that we need to reflect today? Anything you want to add before we move to the last section? Milinji, Rameshji?
No, I'm all good. No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, I'm fine, Prakash.
Yeah. So the action step that we need to take from today's discussion: identify one project or task you are working on today and write down the deeper reason why it matters to you. So once we are able to do this particular step, why it matters to us for the most important project, then we will be able to replicate the same thing in other areas of work that we do, which have lesser meaning or lesser impact, but those also need to be aligned, and that can be aligned. So, but we will be kind of bringing the top-down approach here. Okay, this is the action step. I am putting it in the chat again so that we will not be missing it. Now comes the final part, the interpretation or the key quote. There are leaders and there are those who lead. Leaders hold a position of power or influence. Those who lead inspire us. Okay, so real leadership is not about a job title or bossing people around. It is about moving people's heart so they choose to follow you on their own. very important action step actually, right? So let's make sure that the leadership that we are, let's introspect in such a way that the leadership that we follow is aligned and we choose the right path. So just to revise, we will be identifying our deeper reason. The action step, if you see the infographics, the below part actually I am now revising. First is identify your deeper reason. Second is intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. We can say that intrinsic generally is the inspiration that comes from within, and the goal of true leadership is what that we discussed. So this comes to an end. Anything else if you want to add, please go ahead. Otherwise, we are good to close the call.
We are good. We are good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you
Yeah.
again
Yeah,
at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you.
And Thursday is any different?
Thursday it is 2:30 p.m.
2:30,
Every other
okay.
day, every other weekdays it is 1:30 p.m.
Only today was the difference.
Today is a little different. Yeah, some days actually, if some overlapping office meeting comes, then I generally postpone it.
Okay.
I will start posting the same in our group. Yeah, because we have started a new book, so I will be doing that very soon.
What is the name of the book?
Start with why.
Start with why. Okay.
It's
So
by
I think
Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek. It's a very famous book. Start with why.
okay. Well, what I got from today's thing basically was again, if you look at a heart-based business context, you're doing it for the larger good of everybody. It's not
Yeah,
just for your own selfish.
own profit.
Yeah, and you combine your own swadharma, that is your natural skills, with how to use it for the larger good. So
Yeah.
I think it all boils down to humanity realizing that we are all interconnected and we are part of the whole, and we have to operate accordingly. We cannot operate in isolation, ignoring others. So,
Yeah, that reminds me from the other book, the power of interdependence, right? Interdependence and interdependence versus independence. Yeah, that's true.
And therefore, I think even as Grihastha people, it is really pointing us to the direction that we have to also take responsibility not only for our own growth, but to do our best for our families and for our communities and the larger, humanity in that order maybe. But if we move in this direction collectively, all of us, if we work daily in this direction, then that will find us the moksha ultimately. It will lead us to activities that take us to moksha.
Yes, true. Our scriptures have these elements actually already ingrained.
Yes,
We are just taking it
practicing
from
them.
yeah.
Correct. We're practicing it in a modern context.
Modern context, yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you both, and see you tomorrow again.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day.